Welcome. This is Game Changer 00100. Thank you for listening. I know I'm not the best YouTuber, but thank you for liking, subscribing, and commenting in the comment section anyway. And don't forget to share. All right. So, Obsidian's couch. Well, for those of you who don't know, I know a lot of my subscribers listen to me on Obsidian's radio show. Apparently, it was a pretty popular one. Don't know why, but it consisted of a panel of about four or five people varying, ganging up on me on Obsidian's views. Now, shout out to Omen first of all. No animosity. I don't really have anything against him on this or anybody else on the panel really. Um, all right, so a little history on how this started. Obsidian basically said that he wants a woman. He only wants his only real qualifications for a woman is that she remains pretty and that she bends over his couch, I'm assuming on an as needed basis and regular basis, which I actually agreed with. I don't want there to be any confusion out there. I actually agree that an individual has a right to create any relationship contract that him and a willing participant wants. Nothing against that. When my opinion was asked on the matter, I simply stated that I myself want more than that. And I'm not going to go into details of my personal, relationship contracts or desired relationship contracts, whatever you want to call it. I personally want more than that, and I believe that the majority of the black male populace want more than that. And we put it to a vote, and it was overwhelmingly in my favor. The majority of black men want something more than just a woman to remain pretty and bend over the couch. Now, not to say that we don't want those things. It's just that we want those things in addition to other things. And for whatever reason, I mean, that's in my opinion, that's a agree to disagree moment right there. Especially after it was put to a vote, because that was my point was proven at that point. But it kind of continued after that. The whole topic, the discussion, it really continued, and then we were rabbit holed into other places, and the things just started to get confusing. So, and I think one of the questions that was never really answered was why. Um, why was it a big issue to me? I wasn't able to monitor the chat room completely while I was being bombarded, but someone brought to my attention that people on there said that I really hate Obsidian's couch, and I actually thought that was funny. I would never sit on that motherfucker, but I actually thought it was funny because I don't hate Obsidian or really hate his couch or anything like that or his relationship contract. The reason why I wanted to make it clear that the plurality of black men want more, it's for three simple reasons. One, for women, cost equals value. And for two, for women, cost equals value. And number three, for women, cost equals value. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. For those of you who never really picked up on this, but kind of had like an instinctual understanding of it. Women are prone to do things that men don't entirely understand because for men value equals value for the most part. So I'll give you an example. There are purses that exist that costs $29.99, maybe less. I don't really shop for purses, but I'm just gonna put like a blanket cost out there. If you go to Payless and you get a bargain brand purse, it's it's maybe around $29.99. That's its cost at Payless, and then a identical purse. Let's just call it a black purse or a red purse. An identical red purse at one of these fancy smancy boutiques and shit like that, costs $23,000. What the fuck? Now that doesn't make sense to men. That does not really resonate in the male's brain. Like, what the fuck is going on here? This is damn near the exact same purse. It's just that this purse, this $23,000 purse, has an Italian guy's name on it. It was touched by this Italian guy. Well, not actually, but he paid somebody to touch it, and as a result, we're going to sell it at a markup of $22,997 and or excuse me, $970.01. Like, that makes no sense to a male consumer, because really, the value of that purse, the practical value of something that contains your carry around goods, is about $29.99. But for them, it's whatever they say the cost is. Like, if they say the cost is $23,000, then to them it is valuable. That is the value of it, is $23,000. So, why do I bring that up? What I don't think that Obsidian realizes, or maybe realizes and don't care, is that once you set your value low, then that is how much they value you. It doesn't matter what you look like, your job or anything like that. Whatever your resume, we talked about our own resumes and stuff. Whatever your resume is, once you set your value low, that's what it's gonna be. You can be that Italian purse maker. If you start selling your shit at $9.99, women will buy it. If they don't have $23,000 to spend on purses, they'll buy your shit, and they'll also say, they'll also encourage it. They'll encourage you to take your price down. Like, hey, take it down. If you're wondering why women support this idea, because women like to know that there exist cheap purses for those of them that cannot afford the $23,000 purses, and even the ones that can afford it. The backup, they want a good backup, a good backup purse. So that's kind of where we're at with that. I mean, you sold yourself short. Now, the fact that you are a black man, it means that you, I, and the majority of the rest of the black manosphere share a label with you. And if one person starts selling their purses cheap, it does affect the others. It does. You have sold a purse at this particular label cheap. So it's hard. It's hard for me to sell the same brand purse at a $23,000 when you're selling your shit for $9.99. It does make it difficult. The only way to part differences is to say, I'm not a part of your label. And that's all. That's the only thing I wanted to make clear the other night. You do you. You sell your shit at $9.99 or whatever the fuck. You sell your shit at the cost of a couch bending. You get that. But don't I want to make it clear that there are brothers there of different labels that cost more. and in a woman's mind is valued more. And strictly speaking, I do value myself as more than that. It's not that. And yeah, so there are those brothers that value themselves at more than that. And it's not that we can't afford it or anything like that. I don't know where that comes from. It's all right. It, how can I get into this? The reason why being able to afford it is not really a factor here, because there was no details on how much it costs. Like, you just said that you would pay the bills, and you're already paying your own bills, so there isn't really like an up, like, like if you pay, let's just say, I don't know, $1,000 in rent. I know you rent, but let's just say you pay $1,000 in rent. Is that cost is going to stay the same, whether she lives there or not. Now there may be an additional energy cost or something like that. So what are we looking at? Like an extra $50 a month, because she's living there, or soaking up the energy and stuff like that. So I mean, if that's what you agreed to, that's really very inexpensive. So it's not. I think that you're under the impression that most brothers can't afford it, or they're cheap, or they're not saying that because they want to keep that $50 a month, and and the water and garbage, or whatever. Like, it's a minuscule cost. I mean, it's like, okay, you can purchase Netflix, or you can bend a beautiful woman over the couch. It's not really a huge cost. So the whole attack on being cheap and not being able to afford it, brothers don't have it like that. That's not really the case. Now, if you were talking some, I'm going to get your hair done every 3 times a week. You go to the spa every week, shit like that. You get your nails done, and then we take an international vacation once every 3 months. We take a standard vacation once a month, and every weekend we go, somewhere that costs $300 or more. Because believe it or not, that's what women actually want, and in many cases, that's what they were hearing when you were talking about kept women. Now, you never really said that, but they just assumed that they want a certain lifestyle with it. They don't want to be just chained to a couch eating gruel, waiting for you to bend her over that couch. I mean, there's expenses involved that hadn't been discussed yet, but that's neither here nor there, because really what you offered was something that's very cheap, and even that is, it's not a matter of that. Men value themselves more. They value themselves more than that. It's simply, the couch thing isn't worth it. So I wanted to make it clear to the female populace that black men are of greater value, because remember, cost equals value to women. Black men are of greater cost and value than the cost it takes of you to bend over a couch and put on some fucking makeup. So, that's my spiel. Don't hate Obsidian, don't hate his couch, don't really hate anybody on the panel. Just have a difference of opinion. Want to make it clear, black men, we want more. Black men, we deserve more. And black men, we demand more. This is Game Changer 00100, and I'm out.